Alright, I'm still getting used to my new camera, so bear with me. But on the left is a 8.8 stock injector, and on the right is an 8.1 stock injector. Now, you can see some of the differences. This extended tip, what's that supposed to help with is it's trying to spray the fuel directly at the valve. For those that aren't familiar, in tuning you have where the fuel will spray in, and there's a little bit of loss, and it's not loss, it just builds up on the intake port or whatever, and you have that's factored into fueling when you're trying to run the engine. So that's without having direct injection, this is a band-aid or a fix or an improvement, if you will. This style spray is a little different. Now, as you can see, if we just go off the bottom O-ring to the top of the injector, there's a height difference. So if you wanted to run an 8.1 injector in an 8.8, you could, but why? The 8.8 will max out both of these, especially if you change to a decent cam. So you'll have to find an injector. Unfortunately, I don't have the one we used in the Suburban swap. The only difference on that one was it had the correct, I don't know if they were EV1s. This is the Delphi connector, or I think they call it Multec as well. But I found an injector similar to this with not quite as long of a protruded nozzle, and that's what we used. But I mean, it'll physically go in the hole. Oops, the light's kind of crazy. Turn it this way and see if that does better. There we go. So there's the injector hole. It's cast into the head. And again, that's to fix the trying to get as much as the fuel in the engine. But it fits in there. If there we go, camera looks at it and stops trying to spin away from it. But it fits in there. And let's see if I can get up. See, there's the hole. I'm trying to get to it and articulate the camera at the same time. Yeah, I understand. So, and then let me put the other style injector, the PSI injector, back in there. Okay, and then let's see what this will do. It's being really silly right now, but oh, there you go. Barely caught it on the upper right there. I don't know why this is doing this. There we go. So that's just to give you an idea of how that works. And, oops. Trying to get this thing centered. So in closing, no, you don't want to run that injector. Fuel Injector Clinic, blue logo. I've heard good stuff about them. Also, you would have an issue because the mounting of the fuel rail. So you need to drop the fuel rail and it bolts to the intake. So you would have to modify the fuel rail to work, and it's just not worth it. I would go at least 10 pounds bigger. I at least start with 42s. It depends on your horsepower goals and everything, but if you're just doing an 8/8 swap and using a stock 8.1 cam, because most of the stock cams in the 8/8s are really dinky, then I would at least go to 42-pound injectors. And that 4-bar, that should meet the needs of the engine. 42-pound at 3-bar would probably be better, but that will get you in the range. So you use most of the injector and have enough injector for your horsepower needs for the engine.